All right, fam, we got a project going today, and I've kind of started on it. And basically what we've got going is we've brought in the 82 C10, that's GMC, with the LS in it, and did some work on it. And I was trying to align the bed, but the bed doesn't align right, so I think I'm gonna have to notch elongate the holes in the frame a little bit to get the bed, because I'm confident I have the cab straight, but the bed just doesn't fit right as good as I want it to. It's close, but not great. The other thing we did is we brought the truck in. The torque converter was not locking with this new harness we put in it, and it's like kind of a cheap one from Top Street Performance, but they're a pretty nice harness. The problem we had is the torque converter wouldn't unlock. Like, anytime you put it in gear, it wouldn't unlock. And so we went through the switch and the brake switch and all the rest of the stuff. And it's the first time I've had this problem, but it's the first time I've had this style of harness. It has plug-ins for 4L80 and 4L60, and I think they labeled them wrong, because when I switched the plug over to a 4L80, the transmission works the way it should. So that solved that problem. And then we had a bunch of cylinders dropped, and historically this truck doesn't run well at all. Never has. Everything we've done on this truck, we've done 2 or 3 times. This is not any exception to that. But we found some spark plugs that were having problems and a few other things. Got that sorted out, and we got all the cylinders picked up other than one. The number 8 cylinder is not firing. It has compression, but it's not right. We did get the motor running good enough to find out, or to hear that there is a problem in there, probably a broken lifter. So the motor's hurt. It's gonna have to come back out. So that leads us, I guess, to the next project. I could pull this motor out, tear it down, fix it, and put it back in there, which is an option, and it would be a normally acceptable option for anybody else, but I got a bunch of LS motors laying around. So I think the best thing for me to do is I'm gonna go in the warehouse here, and I got a couple of LSs I don't know anything about, and kind of to solve 2 problems at once, I'm gonna bring one in. We're gonna put it on the run stand and fire it up to see if basically it's a good motor, and if it is, we're gonna put it in the C10, and the motor in the C10 I can fix at my leisure. So yeah, it's kind of one of them deals where it's a little bit of everything project. These 2 motors, I've had them sitting in storage for 10 years. I've never heard them run. I don't know anything about them. I didn't pull them. They were here when we took over the yard back in 2015. So there's a good chance they're good. There's half a chance they're not good. But that was the point of building the run stand. We're gonna go through, check them out. If we need to pull the heads off to look at them a little closer, we will, or clean stuff up or whatever, then we will do that. You know, that sort of deal. Would take you long, and we'll go on this adventure together. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. So we'll see what it does. So here we go. So I've got this LS, and it is this is that core. Yeah, this one was a running motor that got flipped and hydrolocked, and it's screwed up. This LS here is a 4853, and it's full of dirt, but it could be a pretty good one. Let's see if there's any other ones kicking around here. So the 03 LS, I know it was a good motor. We actually done a bunch of work on the truck for the gentleman, and he ended up wrecking the truck about 3 days after he picked it up from the shop and flipped it, but it ran upside down and it bent one rod for sure. Let's see what else we got here. We got a 4.7 out of Dodge. Got a bunch of transmissions up on the top shelf. I don't remember what that one is. Them are 2 big blocks. That's an Allison with a broken bell housing. 6.7 diesel here, a couple small block Chevys, Dodge transmissions, tons of drive shafts up here on top. Well, not tons, but some. More transfer cases and transmissions. Power glide. A Vortec 350. That's the big block for the 69 Camaro. That's a 361 Dodge motor that was rebuilt by my dad 100 years ago. Never has ran. We never put it in anything. Another small block Chevy. A couple more big block Chevys. And you can see them are high performance passenger motors. They're not 4 bolts, so I think they're all both 2 bolts. Yeah, they're both 2 bolt mains. Some other assorted heads. What's left of a Duramax motor back there. Slip yoke 205. And then a 350 Chevy. I think that's a 307 with rebuilt heads on it. A Turbo 400 with a driver's side drop 205 out of Ford on it. That one was a Jeep Wagoneer at one point in time. So I think I only got 1 motor in here. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think I only got 1 motor that I don't know anything about. Everything else is sorted out. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to mess with that thing. I might just have Robert pull out a 5.3 that's a good runner, and we'll put it on the run stand, because that seems like a thing, right? I don't know, I kind of like to know about this one a little bit, but it might be a little more work than I want to do. I don't know. Let me look at it and I'll get back to you. All right, fam, I'm out at the shop today. It's Saturday. We ran into the problems with the C10 or 82 C10 that's set up like an 85 GMC, whatever you want to call it. We were over in the warehouse, and I had the other motor in there, but I was going to have to round up all the parts for the outside of the motor. And so I had another motor. I got a bunch of motors, but I had another motor in a Tahoe that I drove years ago. And when I was putting it into the row, I slipped with a fork and I broke the oil pan. And so it took some weather, and I kind of forgot about it. When I was out looking for bits and pieces for outfitting that motor out of the warehouse, I come across this motor, and I figured, well, maybe a good motor to clean up and put in the C10. So I've got it in the shop now. We got the forklift here, motor's on the floor here. It's really dirty. I'll show you kind of a little bit about it. So we got it stripped down, and it's just basically a long block now. It's dirty as hell. There's the oil pan that was on it, and I caught it with a fork and broke it. So I was talking to my dad a little bit, and I asked him if I could put a whole motor in the parts washer and just wash it without plugging it. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't be able to, but I figured I'd ask him anyways. And he's definitely done it in the past. You know, as long as they make sure the water's back out of the motor, the cleaning solution is back out of the motor, it won't be a big deal. So basically we're letting the heater, the parts washer warm up over there. It takes a few hours. Letting it warm up, and then we're gonna set that whole motor in there. We've got all the parts off the motor right here, valve covers, intake, all the front drive stuff that we pulled off there. And so we're gonna do that, get ready to wash that up. I gotta run out and grab an engine stand for the off-road truck motor, because it's coming off the stand, because this motor is going to go on the run stand, because we're going to run it before we put it in to make sure. The LS2 is all cleaned up for the Trailblazer, and we're going to be getting started on that here for too long as well. So we're going to run out in the yard, grab a engine stand or two, and run them through the washing machine also. So here we go. All right, fam, it's a little loud in here. We got the parts washer running, and as you can see, it's a little full of water. It's like, well, solution is overflowing a bit. We went and got some I went and got some stands. We together, I guess. Out of storage there, we're going to wash them up in the parts washer. We're going to put the block from the LS2 on one, and then we're going to put the engine for the off-road truck on another one. And get it put away. We're going to be mopping up some cleaning solution. I filled the tank up a little too high and then put the cleaner in it, which is a biodegradable cleaner for parts washers. But when it gets hot, water expands, so it got too high, and then with the foam it overflows a little bit. So we'll work through that. I should have known better than to fill it up too much, but it had been a little while since I've used it, so I didn't really remember what I was supposed to fill it to, so it'll work. So we'll get these stands washed up, get the motors on the stands, and then we'll get ready to wash up the dirty motor, and then you guys will be able to see how good this thing works. All right, fam, we got the second stand done, the one for the motor on the run stand here. It's this, and it's a little rough, but this thing's been through like the shop fire and everything else, so it came out all right. And then we're gonna put this motor on the stand. We have the dirty motor on here, and so we're gonna throw this right in the washing machine just like it is. It's got a lot of grease and oil and all the stuff caked onto it, as you can see. It's pretty nasty. I know you guys are gonna have a problem with this, but we're gonna see how it works. And you know, if it doesn't, I pull the motor apart. It should work as long as we get the water back out of it. It shouldn't really matter. We gotta get the water back out before it rusts. Other than that, you know, the detergent itself will actually stop rust from happening because it coats it. And once we wash it off and rinse it off, that's when the rust can come in. It's just kind of the design of the detergent, I guess, is the best way of putting it. So I'm gonna get the parts washer prepped up. We're gonna pull off this stand here and this basket here and just set it right on the turntable. And it should fit. I know it fits in my taller one, but I don't have it in here right now. Alright, it should fit on there and clear the cabinet, hopefully. If not, we're going to have a problem. So we're going to get it on there, and then I'll bring you back in, show you what it looks like. Alright fam, I got it set in there, and it fits pretty good. I don't know if a big block would fit in here, but definitely a small block will, and LS looks like it's going to. We'll kick the turntable on and see if it, or how it rotates. We're clearing everything by quite a ways here, considering. I don't know, a big block might fit, but it'd be tight. So we're going to shut this, and we'll give it about 7 minutes in here, and then we'll look at it and see. There's not a lot of like turning or flipping I can do with it, so kind of how it comes out is kind of how it is. I might run it a few cycles just to get it as clean as I can, but it should come out pretty good. So let's see it after 7 minutes. All right, fam, it's been 7 minutes. We got the off-road truck 6-liter off the stand, or off the run stand, and put on an engine stand. Let's see what it looks like. All right, looking a lot better. Pretty clean compared to what it was. It got a lot of the carbon out of there. It's still some carbon in there, as you can see, but it is a whole lot cleaner than it was. Ooh, it's hot. 180-degree water makes everything pretty warm. Looks like the timing cover's pretty clean. it definitely did a good job cleaning it. I got some broken exhaust manifold studs in there. The rockers look really good. The lifter valley looks really good. This head could definitely use a little more. I may take a wire brush and touch that up a little bit just so it's a little better. But I'm really happy about the amount of carbon it took out of that motor. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run another 7 minutes and see how much it works then, and then what's left there I'm going to hit with a wire brush and knock loose stuff off, and run another 7 minutes, and then we'll be ready to take it out. And I think we're just going to go right onto the run stand with it. We're going to have to pump the cleaner out of the motor. We'll rinse it off, and then we'll hit it with a bunch of WD-40, fill the cylinders with WD-40, basically spray the whole motor down with WD-40. So we'll bring it back when it's clean. All right, fam, well, you and me, because I'm the only one here today, so it's just me and you guys. We got the engine out of the washer. We took it outside and we rinsed it off, got the soap out of as much soap out of the outside and crankcase and stuff like that as we could with fresh water. And then I just got it put on the stand here. I'll show you. So that greasy motor that used to be is now this motor. It's all clean. There's really no grease left on it anywhere. It cleaned the block. It cleaned the heads good. I did a little bit of wire brushing just in the edges to make sure it got it. The crankshaft and everything is all nice and clean under there. So yeah, now the next objective is to get the soap out of the cylinders. So we're gonna have to crank this thing over, pump out as much as we can. I'll probably hook the starter up to it and just roll it outside and hit the button and push it out of there, and then hit it with some oil, penetrating oil, WD-40, to mop up the rest of the water out of there. So I'll bring you along for that. So here we go. Oh, also in the middle of this, we're going to be putting these parts in the washing machine and getting them cleaned up. I brought a pallet in so that once they're done with the washing machine, I get them rinsed off, then I'll put them on the pallet to dry. So we're going to be doing all that at the same time. So here we go. Here's the valve covers. They're dirty and nasty, as you can see. And we'll see what they look like when they come back out. We are going to be using, no, we're not going to be using this fan, but I'm going to wash it anyways. It's not really dirty, but it might come out a little cleaner. And maybe not, it doesn't fit in there that good. Maybe I'll do the coil packs. Maybe definitely the coil packs. These are the good coil packs. They got the heat sinks on them. So we're just gonna throw them in there, wash the whole thing up, see what it comes out like. Well, it looks like the only kind of room we got is for one set of coils, which is fine. We'll run it through it. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to roll this run stand out front or outside, and we'll bolt the starter on it first, roll it outside, and then we're going to crank it over, push all this stuff out of the motor. All right, let's take a look at these valve covers. Valve covers in one coil pack. Just went through. Let's see what they look like now. Look at that. They are a whole lot better. They're not perfect, but they are a ton better than they were. I think we're going to flip them over and do that. Coil packs are a lot cleaner than they were for sure. I don't think we're going to use these spark plug wires at all, but I do think that we're going to clean them up just in case, because like every now and then like you need a random spark plug wire, and I don't want to break into a new set just to grab one or whatever, or if I screw one up. So we'll see. I'll clean them up. We're washing anyway, so might as well. So let's run this another time and then it should be done. Well guys, the parts washer makes pretty fast work of this stuff. It gets it pretty clean. It's not like the complete solution for all of it, but we got to keep it fairly tame on the cleaning solution so that we don't eat aluminum that much. We still got a few more things: intake manifold, some bolts, miscellaneous stuff to do on that. We got the motor pretty well dried out now. Or the engine, I guess, pretty well dried out now. Jim's been on me about the whole motor versus engine thing. Maybe I'll Google that and figure out exactly why there's a difference. But it's always been a motor to me, so I don't know. You buy motor mounts, I guess you buy engine mounts, depending on where you're at geographically. But regardless, I'm trying to solve that one. But you guys can put in the comments, you know, whether it's engine or motor. I mean, I know technically it's engine, but what do you call it? Because I call it a motor. And I'm going to call it a motor a million more times. But I'm trying to stop that. But I digress. Here we go. So the engine is dried out pretty much. Dripped out. We got WD-40 in the cylinders. Keep it from rusting. We pumped it through the motor. Got WD-40 all the way up to the rockers. So we've got the water out of the engine. And we're, I think, going to paint this thing. I think we're going to paint this thing before we put it together. It's going to be a little more work, but it'll be nicer in the long run, and I might as well. I don't have any paint here for it, I don't think. So that's going to be a project for tomorrow, maybe? We'll see. The project today is like, it takes like 2-3 hours to warm up the parts washer. So the project today is just get everything clean, and then we'll go from there on how much we paint, what we paint, that sort of thing. So I'll bring you back in, you know, when we're a little closer to being done, or when something looks good clean. So here we go. All right, fam, what we got here is I went over them valve covers one more time, put them through, and they're still gonna be stained, but that's just what it is. Dipstick come out clean, the windage tray, all the carbon's gone off of it. The coil packs look pretty good, so we'll dress all that stuff up before we put it on, but it'll look nice. And we got the intake manifold here. It's just caked with dirt and oil and nastiness, inside, outside. We'll run this through and see how it comes out. All right, fam, we're back today. We got the wash done the other day. We got the painting done. It's a lot of boring stuff. I didn't really want to bore you guys with that. I mean, the wash is kind of interesting just for once or twice, but it's not interesting all day long. So I'm going to run you through where we're at on this engine, and then we're going to fire it up. As you've seen, we got the engine mounted on the run stand. We went through, and basically I just taped off the heads, painted them silver, matte silver, because I don't like the shiny stuff. And then the back block is semi-gloss black as well. We went and found an oil pan, cleaned it up, put it on with the pickup tube, cleaned up the front drive assembly, and got it all put on there. We just looped the power steering line so that it's circulating. We put some fluid in there so we aren't killing a pump. So it came out pretty good. We did paint the intake a satin black or semi-gloss black. The coils just kind of clear coated them so that they looked presentable. Not running the PCV at all. The power brake booster we got plugged, and the other half the PCV we have plugged up there. That's pretty much about it. Got it all wired up. Got starter back on it. I had to take it back off, put it on. Nothing too exotic with this. Got it full of water. Bought the EGR block off kit, which was like 10 bucks off AliExpress or whatever. Other than that, I think it's about it. We got the laptop hooked up to it. We're going to fire this thing up and see. We're only running on our gauges the oil pressure. The water temperature goes to the laptop, and voltage is hooked up as well on both of them. They don't read the same, which is really weird, but this one's saying 13, this one's like 12 and a half. Man, I guess discrepancies. So yeah, it's close. We're gonna fire it up, see how it does. We just cleaned up the belt. It's all used stuff. There's nothing new in this motor at all. Well, I take that back. We are running new ceramic boot spark plug wires. They are really nice. They're not horribly expensive online, and they are worth it. Like, they are just great for the ceramic boots. You don't have to worry about burning spark plug wires. So, okay, we're gonna start it up. So we have our main power on, and you guys have seen, if you haven't seen the video on building this thing, go back and watch it. You can see how we set it up. We have the main power on already. It's just like constant 12 volt. We got ignition. We got fuel. Check the fuel pressure. Everything's good. Hit the start. No blow by that we can see here. Got the PCV, it's not there, but that's good. The rings are seated well. They're seated well. We never mess with them. We're running about 35 pounds oil pressure, which is pretty good. I think we got an idler where tensioner was bad here, but we'll end up changing it out. But right now it'll work. Alright, we're going to warm this up and then I'll bring you back in. Alright fam, we got it warmed up. I'm getting ready to log into the VCM scanner from HP Tuners, so I figured I'd bring you in on that. Alright, we got the scanner page brought up. We're going to link with the vehicle. Scan. Alright. We are running 185 degrees right here. Our target's 550. We're floating 570, 520, right in there. It's a little rough on the idle, but it's not horrible. Timing's moving. A little bit all over the place. Not quite as smooth as I'd like it, but the motor's running just a touch rough. The oxygen sensors are sensing. We are in closed loop down here. Everything looks really good. It probably could idle just a little bit smoother, but overall, I think it'll be good. We'll put it in the 82 GMC 10 series, 1000, 1500, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's a success. I mean, we took the motor, we put it in the washing machine, we washed it out. It runs good. It's got good oil pressure. Warm. It's not doing nothing bad. I think I'll call that a success. The only other weird thing is I think I have a little bit of a weird thing on the valve cover. A little bit of an oil leak right here. That's the good part about the run stand, is I can find this stuff, fix it while it's on the stand, and then not have it in the truck. I'm probably going to fix the oil leak on the valve cover there and do a little bit more running on it, but I think overall it's a success putting one in the washing machine and washing it all up and painting everything up. I mean, the motor was, full of dirt and everything else, so far it's good. The oil pressure's good, everything's nice, it's warmed up. I don't know, I'm gonna call it a win. So I know it's not what most people would do, and I understand that. For my truck, it doesn't really bother me to put something that's kind of questionable in there. It's less questionable now than it was. So, I don't know. I think it's a win, man. We're going to roll with it. So, I guess that's it for this video. So, until the next one, thanks for watching.